วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Anyone who is interested is welcome to join. We're waiting for our first participant. Okay, Alice, you're an early bird today. You're first to join the room. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much. I wanted to share tonight with you that I have finally started my meditation practice for half an hour today. So I felt much more peaceful afterwards, and I'm happy that I can start growing mindfulness day by day. Um, I have one question for you today. I would like to know. When you have very bad and negative down emotions where you cannot feel confident in yourself anymore, how can you practice to gain back your energy and start really believing in yourself when moments of doubt occur in your life? Thank you.
Like I said, meditation is the best remedy for our bad emotions or bad feelings. So try to do as much meditation as possible. Plus uh, mindfulness. You need mindfulness first before you can meditate. Mindfulness is to constantly control your thoughts, not allowing your thoughts to think uselessly or aimlessly. Try to use a mantra such as Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. This will prevent your mind from thinking. See, your bad feelings come from your bad thoughts. When you think about something bad, you get bad feelings. And so what you want to do, if you want to get rid of bad feeling, you have to stop the bad thought by replacing by a neutral thought, such as the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto.
Mhm.
So it's good if you can try to practice Bhutto all day long from the time you get up in the morning. As soon as you awake, start reciting Bhutto, Bhutto mentally. And this will prevent your mind to go think about things that will cause you to have bad feelings or emotions. You have to learn, try to do it so that it can become a habit. Then it's easy. As soon as you have bad feeling, you can start using the mantra. But but for the beginner, you have to use the mantra a lot as a way of uh, developing the habit of using the mantra. So try to use it as much as possible. When you do something without the need to think, then use the mantra. Like in the morning when you get up, you don't have to think about anything except preparing yourself to go to work or to do whatever you have to do. During this time, you can use Bhutto to prevent your mind from thinking. And just focus on what your body is doing all the time. Keep watching your body action. If you're walking, just know that you're walking. If you're standing, sitting, just know that. If you're eating, just know that. Just stay focused on what the body is doing. Don't let the mind go think about Paris or thinking about, all over the place.
Mm.
Then if you can do this, when you meditate, you can sit for a long time and your mind can become peaceful and calm very easily and
Mm.
quickly. So you need to practice mindfulness first, which you can do all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Maybe you can stop using mindfulness when you have to do to work that requires you to think. If the work that you do requires you to think, then just focus on the work and the thinking of the work only. Don't let your mind go think about other things.
Mm.
Then you will be able to control your thought. If you can control your thought, you can control your emotions, your feelings, and your mind will be empty, light, light-hearted. You feel easy because you have no bad thought to create bad feelings to oppress you. You feel
Mm.
free. You feel free of emotion, free of bad feeling.
Mm.
So you have to do both. First, you do when you're not meditating, when you have to do mindfulness all the time in your waking hours. And when you have time, you should sit down and meditate, close your eyes, and continue on with your meditation. If you want to use your breath, you can do that. Just keep watching your breath at the tip of your nose. What did you do? What did you use when you meditate?
I used a phone app that had some sounds of birds in the background.
I see. Okay. Try to use the breath if you can, so that you don't have to rely on external things. Because
Mm.
sometimes your phone might not be working, then you cannot meditate.
Mm.
But you use your breath, you can always have your breath anywhere and anytime.
Mm.
Just keep watching your breath at the tip of your nose, coming in and going out. Don't follow the breath in, don't follow the breath out. Just watch at the point of contact. The air comes in at the tip of the nose and it goes out at the tip of the nose. So just watch there. If you can stay watching and not letting your mind go think about other things, then your mind can become peaceful and calm very quickly, very easily. But you need mindfulness. You have to be mindful all the time, either with a mantra or mindful of your body movement. Try to do these two things, then you will be able to control your emotions.
Thank you very much. I have one more question. When I was sitting in a gathering with my family, I was suddenly submerged by a big pain in my chest, and I started shaking and feeling a lot of anxiety that couldn't pass. It lasted for 2 hours. What can meditation help me to not have this type of emotions anymore?
It can at least teach you how to deal with this emotion, these things that happen, by just not reacting to it. Just merely be mindful watching it. Don't try to do anything because your reaction can cause you more harm than good. Because your reaction will be the wrong type of reaction. Because normally you would, when you have something bad happening in yourself, you want to get rid of it. It to go away. But sometimes this thing doesn't go away.
Mm.
So the more you try to get rid of it, the more stressful you become. So in order not to be stressful, just not react to it. Just accept it for what it is. Just know that it is a temporary thing. Nothing lasts forever. Sooner or later it comes and goes. And you cannot control it. You cannot tell it to go away right away. So the best thing is not to react to it. But you can also use common sense. If you can consult a doctor or somebody who knows about this thing and how to deal with it, then you can do that. But in the meantime, when you cannot have anybody to advise you as to what to do, then the best thing is just not to react to it. Just accept it. Learn to accept it. Then you will not feel stressful or terrible. Okay. Same thing, use mindfulness. When you can use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto. When your body start to feeling painful or something, and you cannot get rid of the painful feeling, just recite Bhutto, Bhutto. You will stop the mind from reacting and creating more pain.
I see, I understand. I will
Okay.
try. I will try.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mindfulness is very important key in dealing with your mental issues. If you have mindfulness, you can deal with any mental issues calmly and peacefully. There will be no mental issues if you have mindfulness. The problem is when we don't have mindfulness, the mind start to creating all types of mental issues for you. Okay.
Could you give me one last example of what mindfulness is on a daily basis?
You can recite a word like mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. When you recite Bhutto, you prevent your mind from thinking about other things. When you start using Bhutto, you might still have some other thought competing with your Bhutto. Don't worry about them. Let's concentrate on your Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or if you get feeling tired of reciting Bhutto, you can switch to watching your body movement. What am I doing now? Am I walking? Am I standing? Am I eating? Am I dressing? Whatever you do, just stay with your body action. This can also prevent your mind from thinking about other things. This is what mindfulness is, to prevent your mind from thinking aimlessly, uselessly, harmfully.
I see.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hope you can benefit from this if you can practice it. I think you'll find it very beneficial.
I'm sure.
Don't take it lightly. It's very important tool for your mind. You have to take it seriously. Try to do it from now on, right now, after you finish talking to me, and try to use mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, or if you want to watch your body, what my body is doing. And don't think about any other thing that you don't have to think. You can still think about things that you need to think, you need to do, but don't think anything else. Just try to stop your thoughts, and your mind will be less burdened with the bad feelings and emotions that created by your thoughts. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Alvin from Malaysia.
Namaskar, Ajaan. Ajaan, just a quick question on the wisdom developed samadhi. So the wisdom, when we talk about wisdom developed samadhi, is basically, I would say it's a mundane wisdom, Tanajan. Then it goes to samadhi. Then from samadhi, then we have to develop a higher wisdom. Is that correct, my understanding?
No, using wisdom to calm your mind, that's what it means. Sometimes you cannot focus on your meditation object, such as your breath or your mantra, because you're bothered by something maybe your sickness, your body, you have some issue with your body that you cannot maybe fix it or something, like you get cancer or something terrible, and your mind just cannot focus on your breathing or on the mantra. So you have to use wisdom, insight to deal with the situation, to calm your mind down. And you have to investigate the nature of your body, the nature of your sickness. Like if you get cancer, can you do anything about it or not? Okay, it's anatta, right? It's, it's creating painful feeling. It's creating death. And this is something that's going to happen anyway. This is the nature of the body. The body is anicca, anatta. If you try to control it, try to keep it alive, and you cannot do it, then you'll get dukkha. If you don't have to have stress or restlessness or agitation from your sickness, then you have to teach your mind to let go of your attachment to your body, to accept the sickness, and be ready to go, be ready to die. Once you can accept that and be ready to go and be ready to die, your mind will then become peaceful and calm. Then you can continue on using mindfulness or breathing or mantra to continue on with your mindfulness, with your meditation practice. Any issues, you can use the three characteristics to deal with it, because everything is, they all have the three characteristics of existence, but we just don't see it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to accept impermanent. We don't want to accept anatta, things that we cannot control. We want to control things. We want to keep things forever with us. But when we are threatened with their demise, their departure from us, then we become very stressful because we cling to it. Yeah. But the more you cling, the more stressful you become. So you cannot concentrate or do anything because your mind is totally involved with this clinging to this thing that you're gonna have to lose, have to give up. So you have to use the three characteristics. Study the nature of the thing that you're clinging to. Can you cling to it or not? It is permanent or it's impermanent, like your body or your money. Sometimes you might have to lose all your money. You did some bad investment and it's gone. What can you do? You just have to accept the truth that this is impermanent. Anatta, you cannot control this thing, this money. Sometimes it just can go from you without you being able to do any prevention or stopping it. If you don't want to be sad or agitated or disturbed, then you just have to say, okay, everything comes and go. Everything is anicca. Nothing lasts forever. Everything is anatta. Cannot control them. Sometimes you can, but sometimes you cannot. So if you can accept this truth, then you will have no dukkha. You will have no suffering. Your mind will then become peaceful and calm and happy. Say, okay, so what? I don't have them. I'm still happy. My mind is happy. That's more important than having all the wealth and then be stressful with trying to keep it, trying to protect it. So it's the same thing. It's just a matter of letting go of your attachment to everything. Whatever causes you mental issue, because it's your clinging, your attachment to them, and you know that you cannot keep them. You know that they're gonna have to go, but you don't want them to go. But if you see the truth that they have to go, you cannot stop them. You accept this truth, let them be. Then no stress, no sadness. Your mind will be happy. In fact, happier without them. Before I have them, I have all the stress. Now I give them up, I let them go. I have no more stress.
So once your mind is calm, from there you can use
Concentrate on your breath
breathing.
because you want to go deeper. So you want to go into jhana, for instance. You need to continue on. But when you start, your mind just being burdened or being with some issues that you cannot resolve yet. So you have to use the three characteristics of existence: anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
It covers everything: people, things, situations, anything. The election coming up, can you control it or not? Let it be. Whoever wins, you cannot stop it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and life goes on.
Life goes on. You still pay your taxes. You still pay your bills. You still have to go to work.
Yep.
All right.
True. Yeah. Thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Marco from the Netherlands.
Hi, Ajaan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
What is your
good, thank you.
country formerly called? The Netherlands or Holland? Or
I
the
think
same?
both applies. Yeah, it's
Both
the
applies.
same. So some say Holland, some say the Netherlands. So
Okay.
I think both is correct.
Mm.
So yeah. So this I would like to report my homework again this week, please.
Please go ahead.
I have a feeling that I'm making steps. They're not huge steps, but they're steps. With my mind being calm or no thinking while I sit in meditation. Realizing that the days that I don't eat in the evening, that it goes better. I feel that now I have a bit of a routine. First, try to realize the characteristics where I see old age, sickening, and death always happening, being part of me. That helps calming the mind down a little bit. And then when I pay attention to the breath, I get a real calm feeling, and I really like it. My walking meditation is going better as well. I feel more confident. Had some very good outings with my wife, where we did some tests. But I'm noticing that my confidence is really helping me out with not being so agitated or reactive to what's happening around me. At the same time, one of the side effects, and I think I already said it last week as well, I'm realizing more emptiness, and more emptiness specifically, and this is one that I think I find a little bit difficult, is with my parents. For instance, when I talk to my parents, I notice that I can't really talk in depth with them. So it's really just basic chit chat, and I feel quite empty when talking like that with them. But I realize that it's not something that I can change. I know I can't talk about the things that I would like to talk to, which go a little bit deeper. But I think that's a good thing. I do see that emptiness in other things as well, less enthusiastic about things happening around me. So I have a feeling that I'm making steps. I'm progressing, and I see work really as suffering, as a burden now, not because it's work, but it's because it's standing in the way of my practice. And I enjoy my practice a lot. I realize that there's now literally only two people that can. I was telling my wife this, get me angry, which is my wife and my son. And other than that, I don't really care anymore. It doesn't happen. It doesn't really matter what other people say or do now that much. It's more that I feel attachment to them, and I definitely know I cannot let go of them yet at this point. So I think it's going well, but I would like some guidance still on the meditation, because I know my mind's a very busy mind, a very fragmented at times. But your tips always help me out, and I really appreciate I started to read your book, Beyond Birth, and I really liked the descriptions you gave about the practice. And one of the practices that I wanted to start trying is just the sitting still one. And I would like to ask suggestions on that one. So what kind of room would you start doing that, to sit still? I think I read somewhere about 6 hours that you tried, right?
Yes, just sit on a comfortable chair. But the point is not to do anything.
Just sit. Yeah.
Just sit, but you're allowed to stand if you feel tired from sitting. We're not trying to force any pain on the body yet. We just want to curb the mind from running around all over the place. The mind doesn't want to be still. The mind wants to do this and do that, being here, being there. Have to do something all the time. Just cannot just be still and not doing anything. So it's actually curbing your cravings, your desire
Yeah.
to do things. So you can find a comfortable chair, excuse me, and sit. And if after you sit for a while, you feel tired, painful, you can stand up, but don't walk, don't go anywhere from the chair. If you have to find, if you need to drink some water, get a bottle of water nearby you. Excuse me. Only excuse that you can go away from your chair is when you have to go to the toilet. But
Okay.
otherwise, just be there, sitting and standing. You can use mindfulness, you can use contemplation, you can use these mental tools you have within you. But you're not allowed to use any external tools at all, such as reading books or listening to Dhamma talk by using your phone or something. You just, you just want to use your mental tools that you have, which principally means mindfulness and wisdom to deal with your craving, your agitation, your restlessness. So you can sit and meditate after you can no longer sit, stand and meditate in standing posture instead. Just do this thing and not doing anything else.
Yeah, I realize that what I tend to do is when I'm not walking meditating or sitting meditating, that I try to find indeed chores as well to try to be busy. But I think that that also kind of fuels the mind to start thinking about things again. That's why I'm trying, and maybe that's a good idea to do also the sitting still one.
The mind wants to do something all the time. When you don't have anything to do, you start looking for something to do.
Yeah.
Should I read a book? Should I watch a movie? Or should I have something to eat or something? Always something. We want to curb these activities because they are harmful to the mind, really. The only thing that is beneficial to the mind is being still, being calm, not doing anything.
And I have another question for you. So when I was reading your book, when you were starting off with your practice, did you have the feeling that you had too little time in the day to actually do the practice? And with what I mean with that is you were only doing the practice, but still it felt like there was not enough time to do the practice.
Yes, not enough time, and also working and meditating is opposing each other.
Yeah.
So I was meditating I was working when I started on how to meditate. And I find that when I meditate, my mind is calm, peaceful. But when I work, my mind is restless and agitated. So I realized that if I want to advance in my meditation practice, I have to give up working. So I decided to quit working. And I have enough money to last for about a year working. I'm not working, I'm just meditating. So I say I'll take a 1 year sabbatical from work and start on my meditation practice seriously all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, really, it really appeals to me. And then there's, I'm sure it's Lesa's telling me, it's like, yeah, but you have a family to take care of, so you have to worry about your family, so you have to worry about work.
That's your problem. See, I was fortunate I didn't have anything. I didn't have a
I
family.
wouldn't want to say I feel unfortunate, to be honest, but I know what you mean. I'm sorry. Yes, I know what you mean. So one of the other things that I wanted to tell you. So we were talking to a doctor last week, and it was interesting because we were mentioning that we were not specifically speaking about Asupa, but that we're watching a lot of operations, and it was an interesting point that he was making. It's like, yes, because in our education we actually learn to objectify the body and not to see the body as the body, but there's not a real Dhamma wisdom behind it necessarily. So isn't it true that if it's a doctor who's doing that practice, that he actually, if he had the wisdom, it would be easier for him to detach of the body at that point in time?
He has a different objectives. His objective is to make money from using the body.
True.
But the Buddha's objective is to let go of the attachment to the body. So it's a different objective.
True.
We look at the body to find out where am I in this body, for instance. Am I in the hair? Am I in the skeleton? Am I in the heart organ, the lungs? And you come with the answer, no, 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 there's no me in this organ, in this part of the body. So you can more or less conclude that there's no me in this body. And if you study the scripture, you know that the mind is not the body. The mind is another being. The body is one being and the mind is another being. Connected through the mind, psychic connector, we call it psychic connector. The mind actually lives in a different dimension from the body, and the mind connects to the body by sending like radio signal, like two phones connecting to each other. But there are two worlds apart. One is in the physical world, the other is in the spiritual world. The mind is in the spiritual world. So this is what we want to separate the mind from the body. And to know that whatever happens to the body doesn't affect the mind. It's just like two phones. One phone is broken, the other phone is still functioning. It's just that there's no more connection, that's all.
We need to get a different phone.
Yeah.
If you still have the cravings, you want to
Then
get
you
a
go
new
buy
phone.
another phone, for instance.
So how would it be like? Sometimes you hear people that are saying that they feel like they have a different personality. Would that be interpretable as a different mind that would come up, or is it a different?
The mind has developed certain trait or characteristics in itself. Some people have special ability in sports, in science, in music. These has something that they have developed in their past lives, and it's retained in the mind because the mind did not die with the body.
I'm smiling now because it very often happens that my wife says things to me, and then it's more or less the same as what you're saying me. And we were literally talking about this yesterday. She literally said the same thing, and it's interesting how that comes back. But yeah, I was curious about how when I want to see, and I want to feel that point where you can observe the observer. Well, not really observe the observer, but really let go of the body. And I know that craving that's holding me back at the last point. And I have this feeling that it has to do with fear that I don't want maybe deep inside don't want to see that the body is not me. And I was curious, when is the right time to actually start challenging that, or to find that point? Because I know I was reading your book as well that you did the fear training as well, that you went to the island and then slept on the beach, for instance. Now, that's not really workable for me. But when did you know that you needed to do that type of practice? That you need to check that fear?
You know that you have the ability to stop your mind. You should at least be able to have jhana. So once you can stop your mind, then you know when you have fear, you can use at least mindfulness to stop the fear. And if you can use wisdom, then you can eradicate the fear completely, permanently. If you use mindfulness, you can only stop the fear temporarily. But if you use wisdom and accept that the body is not you and the body is temporarily, it's subjected to death, and it's going to have to die one day. So then the mind say, okay, if this is the time for the body to go, let it be. But you have to have a strong mind to be able to do this. If not, your attachment or your defilement will say, no, 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 I don't want to die. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's indeed it's the mindfulness itself that strengthens you. Then the mindfulness will help in the samadhi, and then the
Yes.
samadhi will cultivate the
Well,
wisdom, and then the wisdom will
will
lead
support
you.
your wisdom.
Yeah.
Your wisdom tells you that the body is not you, and the
Mm.
body has to die. And if you don't have any stress with the body, then you have to let it go. So you have to know your strength, whether you can let go of your body when you are in a stressful situation or not.
Mm. Yeah.
So if you haven't yet have strong samadhi, you probably will not be able to take the test yet.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So samadhi is the prerequisite to the application of wisdom.
Yeah. So more meditation. Just keep on going with the practice and make sure that the meditation is happening. I'm doing so in the morning now, and I feel better when I'm able to do so in the morning. And it's just like I said, I just have the feeling that I want to spend so much more time on this practice, and I'm not doing that for various reasons. But it should be key. And I notice now that this is my main objective, because it's the thing that allows me to see better. I feel less empty when I'm meditating, which is a good thing, I think. I have another question I was listening to Wangtama Bua's Dhamma sessions in London in 1974, and he had a talk which really inspired me, because it's interesting to hear the master speaking about or to Western people, because they have a different mindset sometimes. And he mentioned that listening to Dhamma talks brings the chitta to at peace. So it allows the chitta to actually take in the Dhamma and feel the Dhamma better. And this is one of the reasons that I like listening to it. And he also mentioned about the recollection, that it's not about remembering what the Dhamma talk was said, but just listening to the Dhamma, really absorbing what's being said. And is it true that that practice as well brings wisdom, or is it just that it brings additional wisdom that you still need to develop yourself further? Because I have a feeling whenever I'm listening, it feels so clear, and then when you try to sit still and do it yourself, it doesn't work like that. Is it like it's like this adapter or something, that the antenna works better, or?
When you listen to Dhamma talk, if you haven't heard the subject that was discussed before, then you learn something new. So it's a way of learning Dhamma by listening to Dhamma talk. Because or reading books is the same thing, studying. So listening to Dhamma talk is like studying the teaching of the Buddha. Because in ancient time, people could not read or write, so they used listening to Dhamma talk as the way of learning, studying. So, and when you study, you have to concentrate on what you're reading. If you're not focused, then if your mind is somewhere else, then you will not you won't understand what you're reading or listening to. And if you're focused and listening to the Dhamma, your mind can also become calm and peaceful, because it will not allow your mind to go think about other things. And the subject of Dhamma usually is a calming, has the calming effect, because Dhamma is the truth. Karma deals with the truth, and karma doesn't create any emotion. Dhamma, not karma.
Dhamma.
Yeah.
Dhamma.
So
So
you'll get peaceful when you listen to Dhamma talk, and you get new information, or if you haven't heard it before, if you heard something else before, and if you hear it again, it might reinforce your understanding to have a better understanding.
yeah, I'm noticing that I listen to some of these talks more often, because I hear different aspects of it every time, and it never gets old. It doesn't get boring. It's every time you hear something new, or you apply it better, and sometimes you understand things better as well. I think it's helping me a lot. But this is where what I realize is when I'm listening to Dhamma talks, it's really like it's calmness and listening, which is really a good feeling. And then when I sit still, this is why it's so difficult to get the mind closed, I think, or at least not closed, but calm down so that it doesn't run about. It just wants to run about all the time. So the mindfulness needs to be stronger so that I can really slow it down. So that's my focus on my practice at this point, just to make sure that I'm able to sit in samadhi and really keep it going. Because now I think the max that I've done so far, maybe 30 minutes tops, and then it kind of stops. It's or I'm feeling pain in my body, or it's just that the feeling goes away, or I start doubting myself. Like, was this a feeling? And then I'm thinking, okay, now I'm thinking again. So I have to go back to the beginning. That's what it feels like, at least. Like to get up the stairs and walking and then falling down a little bit and then trying to go back up.
You can use listening to Dhamma talk as a way of meditation, as a way of meditating. If you cannot use the mantra or watch your breath, you can use the Dhamma talk. Listening to Dhamma talk can replace the watching the breath or reciting of the mantra.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, another thing that it's interesting that my wife is just handing me over a note or something. So today's my birthday, and in the past I used to feel so important on my birthday, and now it's like, okay, I don't care if anybody wishes me a happy birthday anymore. But it's funny that why are people actually celebrating this? You're closer to your death. You're actually getting closer to the moment that you
It's the illusion to think that
exactly.
birth is happy, birth is suffering. The Buddha said.
Yeah, why would you celebrate the day of suffering? It's like you
Yeah.
were born, you didn't want this.
Because once you're born, you get old, get sick, and die.
Exactly. That's funny. Is my mom called me today and she was wishing me a happy birthday. So I thought, yeah, thank you for having so much pain to give birth to me. But I couldn't tell her, but thanks very much. I actually didn't want to get born.
People ask me
I
for
better not say that.
Sometimes they ask me for blessing on their birthday, and they say, "Have no more births, please."
Exactly. No more. It's enough.
Yeah,
No more circles anymore.
and no more return to the
No,
cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death.
indeed. Thank you, Tanajan, as always. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Samanji from Sri Lanka. You're in early today. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I have
Speak
5
louder.
questions.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Yes, sir. Now after offering now in Sri Lanka and I think in Buddhist countries, Buddhists offer food to the Buddha as a symbolic gesture of respect and gratitude. This is deeply rooted in Buddhist traditions. My question is, after offering food to the Buddha as a gesture of respect and gratitude, what is the appropriate way to discard the food? Is it acceptable to give it to animals, or do we have to throw the food away?
Or you can give it to anybody.
Okay. The offered food
Actually,
to the Buddha.
You should not offer food to the Buddha because the Buddha could not eat the food that you offer, right?
But Buddhists usually conduct Buddha Puja where they offer food and various types of drinks or fruits to the Buddha. So shouldn't we do that?
If you want to pay respect to the Buddha, you should pay respect by patibati bucha, by practice the teaching of the Buddha.
So in Sri Lanka, in most of the Buddhist homes, they conduct Buddha pujas in the sense they offer food to the Buddha. Shouldn't we do? It's wrong.
It doesn't bring any benefit.
Okay, because here Buddhists believe that it may bring a lot of benefits. Like that's why they do it. Food and maybe and drinks as well, or maybe fruits or whatever.
You have to
Milk, rice.
Practice Dhamma. This is what the Buddha wants us to pay respect to him. If you want to pay respect, if you want to offer your respect to me, follow my teaching. That's what the Buddha said.
Okay. So offering food to the Buddha will not do any good?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's obvious. The food is there and the same before you offer and after you finish the offering. You can leave it there
Yes.
for hours and it's still the same food. No one
Okay.
touching.
Because it's
No
done.
benefit. If you
It's done
want,
as
if you
yes.
want to do offer food, you should offer them to the monk. The Buddha
Okay.
said that offering food to the monk is like offering food to the Buddha.
Okay.
See, the Buddha said that if you see a sick monk and you look after a sick monk, it's like looking after the Buddha, he said.
Okay.
So
Here,
pay,
mm,
do
yeah, okay.
donation of food offering to the monk, or the
Okay.
requisite like clothes and medicine and housing for the monk. This is like
Okay.
paying respect to the Buddha.
Okay, fine, Ajaan. Here Buddhists do it as a symbolic gesture of respect and gratitude, but still it's not necessary, no? We should
It-
not do that.
It
Yeah.
doesn't bring any result.
Oh,
It's just,
result. Okay.
it's just waste of time,
Okay. Okay,
waste of
fine.
food also. Sometimes you throw away the food, you know.
My second question is, Ajaan, how to practice Asubha meditation correctly?
How to practice Asubha correctly?
Yes. I
Well,
mean, just
you can try to see the body, the 32 parts of the body, from the hair of the
okay.
head all the way into the inside. See what's under the skin, the skeleton, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the intestine, the brain, and all the fluid in the body, like blood, and you know all the fluid that it contains the body. They mix up 32 parts. If you can
Okay.
see everything, if you can visualize them, then whenever you see
Yeah.
a good-looking body, you say, it's just only skin deep, right? Beauty is
Okay.
skin deep. So when you can see the body in its entirety, you can suppress or prevent your sexual desire to come out. You will have no sexual desire for anybody. If you
Okay.
see what's contained under the skin. The problem is we don't see what contained under the skin. We think it's a block, it's a solid thing. Under the skin is a solid thing. But in fact, there are many parts that we don't see, many not good looking parts inside the body, in everybody's body. So this is to prevent sexual desire from coming out.
Okay, Ajaan. When doing meditation, do we have to do the same meditation every day? I mean, every morning, or should we do different types of meditations such as Asubha, Anapanasati, or Metta?
Well, see, meditation has two stages. Meditating for calm, we call samatha bhavana. Meditating for insight, we call vipassana bhavana. But you have to go step by step. First, you have to start with meditation for calm first, before you can go to the next step.
Samatha, okay. Okay. Should we do Metta meditation?
Metta is used when you have issues with somebody, like when you try to meditate and you're still angry with someone, and you cannot focus on your meditation. Then you have to use metta, say, you have to forgive the person that made you angry. If you could forgive, then your mind can then let go, and then it can become calm enough for you to concentrate on your meditation practice.
Okay. Dhanachan, we sometimes recite Karaniya Metta Sutta throughout our day. I mean, is it a good thing to do? Because whenever we get maybe a bad thought, or whenever we feel angry towards somebody,
Yes,
I usually recite Karaniya Metta Sutta.
It's a good way of developing mindfulness and stopping your bad thoughts, bad emotions from arising, or eliminating your bad thought that comes up.
Okay, Tanajan. How can I remain mindful of the present moment without being distracted by my past or future?
You have to be alone, because when you're around things, they can distract you easily. If you're around people, if you're around sensual objects, whenever you see something, you might start to go after what you see. So the Buddha said you have to seek seclusion if you want to develop good mindfulness.
Full mindfulness, no?
Yeah, and then when you're alone in seclusion, you cannot just leave your mind alone either. You have to force the mind to concentrate, focus on the mantra, focus on the
Okay.
body activity, movement, walking, standing, sitting, or doing any other kind of work. Then you will
Okay.
have mindfulness.
Okay, if you're among some people, among group of people, then
You
we have to
cannot.
focus. We cannot.
Because you have to say hello, talk to the person, or if they don't talk to you, you might have some mental thoughts about them. So you cannot stop thinking when you're around people or things.
Okay. Tanajan, that means if we are at work, if we are at office, we can't remain mindful. Like while saying hello to somebody, can't we be mindful of that activity? Like to be mindful of what we are doing at that moment, like addressing a person or whatever.
You only can have mindfulness. You're mindful of what you are doing, but you cannot stop thinking. If you want to have full mindfulness, then you have to stop thinking also.
Okay.
But if you're just mindful of something but cannot stop you from thinking, then you only get half of the mindfulness. If you want to have complete mindfulness, then you have to be aware of what's going on, what you do, and not thinking about other things.
Okay, Tanajan. My last question is, Tanajan, I know a person who takes medicine for a mental condition. He's doing okay as long as he takes his medicine, but sometimes he skips it, saying that he feels too drowsy when he takes those medicine. I'm wondering how to help him through Buddhist meditation. How can I help him? Like he has a certain mental condition.
Well, if you cannot yet help yourself, then don't try to help other people.
Okay, fine. Because what I thought was he works in one of my friend's offices and he creates a lot of problem
Yeah.
to those people when he doesn't take medicine, but still he's reluctant to take his medicine. But he's a Buddhist. Like when my friend had advised him to follow some Buddhist meditation, he had told my friend that he doesn't know how to do it. So that's why I asked that question. Like,
Well, the tools to deal with this mental issue is mindfulness. If you can tell him to be mindful all day long, reciting a mantra or chanting Garani Ameta Sutta, or keep the mind busy with Dhamma, then your mind will have mindfulness and prevent your mind from thinking about things that can cause you mental issues.
can he read the Dhamma book or something? Could you recommend some book, a basic Dhamma? I mean, Sutta guide or something?
No, study just mindfulness. Yeah.
Okay.
Just using mindfulness. If you want to study this, that's the next step, the wisdoms.
Okay.
But there are so many books and many different types of wisdom that you have to learn. So it will be confusing for beginner to read books to study about wisdom. Therefore, they should first learn how to be mindful, to at least control your mind, to make your mind calm and peaceful first. And then once you have a peaceful and calm mind, then you can then start doing research for wisdom.
Okay. And he better follow his precepts as well. Right?
Well, if you have mindfulness, then you can keep the precept. If you don't have mindfulness, then you won't be able to keep the precept.
Okay, Tanajan. Okay, Tanajan, that's all I have for today. Nice talking to you.
You're welcome. Send in more questions, okay?
Sure.
All right. Next, Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Tanajan.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I attended the Katina ceremony at the weekend at the monastery.
Yes.
Which was quite useful.
You have many people there?
Yeah, it was, I would guess maybe 200 or 300. And the nice thing was all of Tanajan's students from Switzerland were there. So we all met and
I see.
exchanged some talk with each other. That was nice. Apart
Good.
from that, Tanajan, no questions today. I just want to report on the Katina.
Okay, thank you. Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Prajan. Just to update you, last Sunday was Pali. I volunteer at Pali Lai's temple Katina ceremony in the Pinapata, and some of the dana offerings during the lunchtime. Just to update Prajan, there were about 18 monks present at Pali Lai. So yeah. Prajan, this evening I some questions like to ask Prajan. I have a friend from my university, Buddhist Society, who is one year junior than me. He was recently hospitalized due to kidney failure. I visited him twice, and I was just thinking, even though I have often often remind myself of that my body will grow old, my body will get sick, my body will die. So I'm just thinking, how do I use this episode of my friend who is hospitalized now due to a sickness? How do I do the contemplation so that it has a deep impact on me in my practice?
Well, you just have to say, sooner or later will be your turn. Just tell yourself this. Cannot run away from getting sick. So just keep thinking more of it all the time. The more you've been told that this thing's gonna happen, it will be more for you, easier for you to learn to accept the truth. So keep reminding you as much as possible. I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna die. And there's no other way I can prevent it from happening.
Okay, I will keep reminding myself. Another question Prajan like to ask about, I think earlier somebody was asking about sitting meditation and the pains. And usually when the pain comes, so I would normally pause my mantra, pause my Buddha, and then I just contemplate on the pain that is now usually at the boss get joint of the thigh bone and the pelvic bone. So I will contemplate that this body is made of skeleton with a lot of joints and so on, and therefore having all these pains during prolonged sitting is usual. So sometimes I'm able to so-called rationalize with myself, but at times this pain is quite unbearable, and I have no choice to change my change my left from left foot on top of the right, and then from right on to the left. Even though I try not to, but sometimes the pain was too hard to bear, despite my trying to rationalize with myself. So, Praja, any advice on this?
Well, for me, when I was painful, when I practice, I use a mantra. I recite anicca, anicca, anicca. And then I forget about the pain, become absorbed with the anicca. And then the mind stops resisting the pain. And when it stops resisting the pain, it becomes calm and peaceful and able to live with the pain that is still there.
Okay.
So reciting a mantra or do some chanting can be helpful here.
Okay.
So in order to get your mind absorbed with something so that you can forget about the pain. Then when you forget about the pain, then you don't react to the pain. You leave the pain alone. But if you react to the pain, you're creating more pain in your mind.
Okay. So even when the pain comes, I will try to use recite anicca. But is it okay? And if I revert to changing from sitting postures to walking meditation?
If you're changing, then you fail. So you run away from your pain. Basically, the goal is to teach your mind to not run away from anything, face everything squarely.
Okay.
Because
So,
if you can face everything, then there will be no dukkha for you. The dukkha cause that you have is because you're not able to face things when they come up.
yes. Okay. Okay. So I only change from sitting posture to walking posture only when when my mind is no longer able to concentrate, and not because of bodily pains at the joints.
Well, it depends on what your objective is when you meditate. If you meditate and you want to be able to go through the pain, then you have to just continue with the sitting when the pain arises, and not give in to the pain. You're gonna triumph over the pain by not running away from it. That's the goal if you have this objective, because once you can triumph over the pain, then in the future when you get sick, you will not be disturbed by the pain of the sickness that come with the sickness. So that's the goal for sitting through the painful feeling. But if you're not strong enough yet, you're a beginner, and after you sit for a while, you feel uncomfortable, and you can no longer concentrate on your meditation practice, then you get up and do walking meditation instead. But eventually, sooner or later, you're going to have to come face to face with this issue of the painful feeling. It's one of our what you call examination that we have to pass. We have to pass this exam. Painful feeling and death. These are the two exams that we have to be able to pass. Because once we can pass these two, we will not be afraid of death. We will not be afraid of sickness. And when we have to face it, when it happens, we will have no dukkha. We will have no stress. We will just be peaceful and calm. Go through the process with peace and calm, not with stress and anxiety or fear. Okay, but if you're not ready yet, then it means your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. So you have to practice more mindfulness before you meditate. Then when you have strong enough mindfulness to stop your mind from reacting to the pain, to death, then you can pass the examination. Okay.
Yeah, understand. Okay, thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, next. Rohini from England. UK. Okay, UK.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I just want to pay respect to Ajaan and my practice. I continue with my practice. There's no questions to ask. Just sometimes I think, or I want to meditate whole night, and then sometimes I never did, but because by the time it comes to 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, so I just feel like going to bed, and my defilement is still so strong. So at the moment it's like that, but I try to, I'm aware of every single breath in and out, but I still feel, but I still have some thoughts comes in and out. So
You just keep focusing on your breath. Eventually, when your mind become calm, then the thought will disappear. But when you're
So
starting, you cannot stop the thought right away.
so even I'm aware with every single breath, but still,
You still have thought because your mind
yeah,
is not yet calm. See, but once you become calm and still, then the thought will disappear, and then
yeah.
you'll be in jhana.
So that's what I'm working at the moment. So
But just keep
uh,
focusing on your breath and
yeah,
ignore the thought. Don't try to deal with it. You
yeah.
should ignore it and just concentrate on your focusing of your breath.
If I want to stay, I mean, meditate whole night, that means, of course, I can't really keep sitting in the sitting posture whole night. So is it okay if I sit 1 hour and then another hour sitting on a chair? I alternate. Is that?
Yes, you can do that. But as long as you continue with your mindfulness practice,
Yeah.
because
Thank you, Ajahn.
your mindfulness is not strong enough to be able to sit through the whole length of the time,
Yeah.
because your mind wants to go do something else, and your mindfulness cannot stop this desire. So you have to give in, but you should continue on with your mindfulness practice after you get up,
Yeah.
after you change position.
Yeah, I keep doing that. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
Okay, eventually one day your mindfulness will be strong enough to be able to sit through the whole length of time that you
Yes,
have.
that's what my target is.
Yeah.
Target is to actually have jhana, but eventually, yeah, so I'm working on it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Hi, Ajaan. I mean, everyone has been talking about meditation pain and things. I was about to ask you about this question, but some of it has been answered. It's just an observation that I have over the years that sometimes when I think this is also, I think we don't have to must have any expectation on our meditation. Sometimes when I feel that I'm in the top of my awareness or my mindfulness and things like that, I go into the meditation, and it may not be a good meditation session for when I'm sitting. And sometimes, when I'm like really tired and then my body is aching and I say and my mind tells me that I don't really want to do this, but I force myself to sit it and grind it through. I get into that calm mindfulness very quickly. So the states of mind is very different in that manner. I mean, I've been lucky that over the years that when I meditate, I don't have a lot of body pains and things like that. But recently, because I felt, I think I got ill from flu and things like that. Body aches anyway, but I've managed to be able to, just concentrate on the breath and put the pain, the bone pain, the hip pain, and the joint pain at a very, and I think to throw it at the back of the mindfulness of the breath. That's what I get it. Yeah. So just an observation that I had, that if you don't expect anything from this meditation, right? Sometimes there's non-expectation is it's you can get one of better meditation sessions.
Okay, when you meditate, you don't want to expect anything.
Correct.
You want to concentrate on your mindfulness.
Mm, You know,
But
so I
you,
mean, it could be subtle sometimes. You know, as I say, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm going to meditate. You know, hopefully, you know, this is a good session. You know, sometimes it's just very subtle. You know, and sometimes it's like, oh my God, my body is painful. I'm so tired. You know, and things like that. You know, but okay, then let's do this. Let's do this, and you know, yeah, it turns out opposite. You know, it becomes like
the
one of the
result,
best meditation. Yeah,
don't expect the result to be the same all the time.
yeah,
Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it.
yeah.
But what you need to do all the time is doing the practice, doing the meditation, and forget about the result from your meditation. Just be happy with whatever you get. But what you have to focus on is your practice. This you have to do if you want to get any result from your practice, whether you expect it or not. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Raja.
You're welcome. Next call from California.
Hello, it's Ajaan. Um, uh, Last week I got to stay at Bayagiri Monastery for 5 days, and I noticed that while I was there, I forgot about I left all of my concerns about work and home life, and I barely thought about it. But instead, at the monastery, I saw different kinds of mental preoccupations. Um, However, my meditation, I believe, really progressed. And I feel like I want to go back to a monastery very soon. Or is it, is it because it's like this quiet place where you see these preoccupations come up more clearly? Are they the same defilements that just are coming
No,
up because
no, when you find something good for you, you can become attracted. And this is not defilement. See? If you find something that is beneficial for your mind and you become attached to it, this is good.
Mhm.
We call Dhamma attachment. Dhamma attachment is not harmful, like defilement attachment. If you have defilement attachment, what you attach to can cause you painful pain. But if you are attached to Dhamma practice, it doesn't cause you any pain, any mental pain.
What about, like, for example, at the monastery, I started um, worrying about, am I doing the right thing? Am I helping enough? Am I like this fear of doing something wrong, and
It's
also
natural
this.
when you're starting, when you're not sure what's right or wrong, then it can come up. This feeling can come up. But just tell yourself that try to follow what other people is doing. Try to follow the rules of the monastery, and you'll be doing okay.
Okay.
And if you do something wrong, you will be told. So don't worry.
Okay.
Be ready to be told. That's all. Some people don't want to be told.
Mhm.
Being told is part of the learning process in Dhamma. When you do something wrong, you have to be told so that you can correct it and not repeat the same mistake again.
What about, I think a lot of people feel this, but feeling like an outsider, um, that feeling stayed with me for, well, I guess not just in a monastery, but in general. This feeling like an outsider. Is there a remedy for that?
Just when you visit this monastery, or just this is how you feel all the time.
I think many times I feel like that, but sometimes I think that it helps, to push me to find seclusion. It helps me to go into more secluded places to practice meditation. So I see it as a double, it's
maybe that's how your mind works for you. See, your mind prefer being alone, being in seclusion, rather than being with somebody. Then when you're with somebody, you feel like an outsider because you don't fit in. But you fit in when you're alone. So there's nothing wrong with that.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It's sometimes I feel that feeling like an outsider keeps me apart.
Good for you. Then because joining people can be troublesome than being alone. When you're being alone, then there's not much problem with people to deal with. But when you're close to people, then you have to deal with them.
That's true.
So if you prefer to be alone, then it's good. It's a good way to be an outsider. It's beneficial way for your mind because then you can develop more peace and calm for your mind. If you mingle with people, then your mind cannot become calm. Your mind will have to be agitated and restless. So if you
Yes.
if you feel like you're an outsider because you can no longer join any group, then it's okay. It means you want to be alone. As long as you're not lonely when you're alone.
It wavers, but mostly I'm not lonely.
Yeah. If you're lonely, just do more meditation. Meditation can cure your loneliness. When your mind becomes calm and peaceful, your mind becomes happy and contented. So it doesn't feel lonely. It doesn't need anything or anybody.
It's true. Yeah, even at the monastery when people were mingling, I didn't feel like I wanted to. But I felt kind of bad.
No, they're not supposed to mingle anyway. Only when there are reason to, like when you have to eat together or work together, then you have to come and join together to do a certain task, But when you have no task to do, then you should be separated and be alone in the monastery.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ajaan. It makes a lot of sense.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next, Anjali from Canada.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajaan Suchart.
Yes, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm listening to all the questions. I have some follow-up questions, if it's okay. For mindfulness, which I was trying to practice during the week, like mindfulness of the body. So I was watching my hands as I was washing the dishes. Sometimes I listen to Dhamma talk. So my question is like what to do, like, let's say I've noticed that I have other sense, like the ears are like I hear the water running. Do I pay attention to that also?
No, just pay attention to what is more important at that time.
So or only the physicalness of it, like not the smell, not the ears.
No, just on the work that you're doing, so that you don't do any mistakes with your work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like if you're using a knife cutting something, you have to watch your hand, not thinking about other thing.
Yes. And also I was listening to the discussion about the Sri Lankan monastery, which we also attend. It's like the monastery that's near here, and there is an emphasis on doing this Buddha puja to the Mahasangha, and I guess if we're joining them for giving dana, they do this ritual. So I didn't know what to do about it, but then I kind of tried to the way I came to understand, it's like they're blessing the food before serving it to the monks. Is that how it is? Oh,
Food,
can you hear?
you don't need to bless the food. Food is food. What do you need to bless the food for?
I don't know.
Okay, then it's useless practice. It's just believe. That's all. What you want to bless is people that you deal with, that you have to deal with. Bless them with loving kindness. Be nice to them, be kind to them.
So is it okay? Like, because if we're joining the people who are doing it, is it okay that we just kind of join it, but like just focus maybe on staying mindful?
Well, when you're in a group and they do something, then you have to do with them, see, or else you'll be a black sheep.
Yeah, because we don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, so it's just do out of respect.
Yeah,
But
out of respect.
and if you know that it's just useless, that doesn't matter. If you find useless next time, don't join them. That's all.
Well, I wasn't joining in the beginning, and then it turned out that like if I wanted to feed the monks, I had to join. So let's say if I wanted myself and my daughter to participate in feeding the monks, then I had to join this little chanting ritual. I mean, I guess the chanting, like when they chant, we could do mindfulness, right?
Yes, it doesn't matter. It's a small issue. Just just follow the pack, whatever they do. When you're in the pack, you follow them and do what they do.
Okay. And then some other question I had about, like, there's a stupa there with the relics, and also there's some ritual walking around. And from what I've come to conclude is like when they give the little candles and the flowers, they voice some like aspirations, like some like I don't know what other people are doing for aspirations, but I was just wondering like what I should be doing.
If you don't know what to do, then just don't do anything. Just
okay.
Just be mindful. Just be mindful.
Just be mindful. Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
be mindful. Just watching. Just being aware what's going on, and just be merely knowing.
Yeah, because somehow I thought they were sending some spiritual aspirations up to the spiritual realm with the candle or with the flower.
No, this is just belief. There's no truth in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Could I share about some progress that happened in my daily life?
Sure, if you make it brief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I saw an improvement in my like I tried to separate more, just doing one thing more, and I saw an improvement of staying more calm, like not as much as I would have liked to, but there's still an improvement. And also like when my reaction was coming, or my daughter's reaction was coming, I was like I was able to pull back, like I guess maybe it's like due to better mindfulness.
Yes, if you are mindful, then there will be less reaction, or impulse reaction, or emotional reaction. You can still react, but you can react with rationality, with reason, or with loving kindness.
Yeah, I don't know about loving kindness, but I was able to just keep my own reaction like within.
Mm-hmm.
and not externalize it, and I was also able to help my daughter bring her reaction down without giving in, that she gets everything that she wants. And I think we turned the corner a little bit. So
good. Try to do as little reaction as possible. Just practice more merely knowing. Just know, don't react.
Mm-hmm. And then do I do the same thing when I'm like, if I'm aware that I'm disappointed, do I just stay aware with the disappointment, or do I switch?
just disappointment comes and go. It will pass. Ignore it.
Ignore it. Okay.
Don't try to react to it. Don't try to minimize it or whatever. Just leave it alone. Everything. Then everything comes and go. You just be merely like a mirror. The mind is like make the mind like a mirror. It's just reflecting what it come across. Doesn't react. Doesn't change anything.
So so I don't try to engage. I try to just watch and
just
and
let everything comes and go. Unless you have to engage, then you engage. But if you don't have to engage, then don't engage. If you engage, then you have to use mindfulness and use wisdom, use discernment, or common sense or loving kindness when you react to people or things.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
How's your daughter? Is she around?
Yes, she's around. I think she had a question prepared. Greta, do you want to ask your question? Okay, once she gets engaged in she's it's my mom's birthday today. She's making a card for her birthday and
okay, good.
But
All
maybe I'll prepare her a little more next time. Thank you.
Okay. Next we'll go to Dinka. Hi Dinka. Where are you from? Please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Okay, I'm here. Hello.
Where are you from?
I can say Sawadee-ka because
you,
I've started learning Thai.
are you living in Thailand right now?
No, I live in Canada.
I see.
I'm in Serbia. This is where I originally come from, ex-Yugoslavia.
Okay.
But in 3 weeks from now, I'll be in Thailand. And then my plan is to come to your monastery and stay for a week if that works out.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to ask? Any questions?
No, I just wanted to say hello.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. Next, I'll go to Marsha from Ohio.
Hello. Today I have no questions. Actually, I'm very content just with the whole Dhamma talk from today.
Just with me merely knowing is good enough. Yeah.
It's good enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Sarasi from Switzerland. Hi, Sarasi.
Hello, Ajaan. Good evening. Nice to see you.
Okay.
Ajaan, I have one question. It's with regard to samadhi in the Eightfold Path. Does it refer to concentration achieved only through jhanic states?
Yes,
concentration.
Right concentration is the fourth jhana, really. That's what it is. So you can get ubekkha or equanimity, which will make the mind peaceful, content, and happy, and then able to resist any type of defilement that might come up later when you have to deal with it with wisdom.
Okay.
So just focus on your breath when you meditate. It will lead you to the fourth jhana eventually.
Okay. Okay, it refers to jhanic concentration. Okay, that's what I want. Okay.
They call concentration or absorption. Jhana sometimes is translated as absorption.
Okay.
The mind is being absorbed with the meditation subject.
Mm-hmm. Can't we have samadhi without jhanic states? Purely through contemplation?
No.
No. Okay, Ajaan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next,
I wish you good.
Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajaan. I have already arranged my accommodation, so I will arrive in Wat Yan on November 1, and we'll start practicing in the mountain on November 4. So today I have a question. Ajahn said that the givers will still get merits. Sorry, the merit that the givers get depends on the amount they give. The more the person give, then the more merit the giver will get. So as I know that the merit may become bigger if we dana to the good quality, good spiritual quality of the person, of the receiver. Am I correct, Ajahn?
That's a different type of merit, not merit from giving. Like if you give to people with Dhamma, you get Dhamma back in return. So that's another type of merit, not the merit from giving what you give. There are two types of merit when you're giving merit to people. When you're giving something to people, the people that you give to, they can give you something back. Like if you give to the Buddha will give you Dhamma back in return. So the Buddha has a lot of Dhamma as compared to other monks. Other monks have less Dhamma. If you give Dhamma to other monks, you won't get as much Dhamma as you will get from the Buddha. So this is a different type of merit, not the same merit as giving. So you get both, see, or maybe just one. If you give it to a dog, you don't get any merit back from the dog. The dog cannot teach you anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's,
understand?
yeah, so that's why we have to do good deeds many times.
Yeah, if you want to have something in return, you have to give somebody who has something to give you back. If you want Dhamma, then you have to go find somebody who has Dhamma to give you Dhamma. So you support that person, and that person then can continue living and then can give you the Dhamma teaching to you.
Okay, then. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Intan from Indonesia also.
Good evening, Prajan. Now I'm in Bangkok, Prajan.
I see. You're coming to Wat Yan tomorrow.
Oh no, tomorrow I stay at a hotel. Tomorrow I'm going to Pattaya. I'm staying in Khao Chi-on in Friday
Right.
until Monday morning.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
good. See you then.
See you to Prajan.
Okay, no question.
No, Prajan. I'm sorry, Prajan.
Okay, I'll go
Thank you, Prajan.
to Nita and Saket. Saket, you're back in the USA now. So soon.
Thank you. I just came back yesterday morning.
Mm.
Actually, Ajahn, I had a related question. I was there for a couple of weeks with my mom and taking care of her health, and she seemed to be doing much better. However, and so I came back as per plan. However, this morning I saw, some more messages that her health is still a little on and off. And I feel that my family members may or may not really get how to help her. And I wonder whether I should, how much should I be involved in her health care? We hope to go back at the end of this year or so, anyway, or early next year. But any guidance, Ajahn, that you could provide?
As much as possible. The more, the better. She's your mother. She looked after you before. Now it's your turn to pay back, to return the favor. So the more the better, if you can.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Anita, you have any question?
I had one question, Ajahn. So my practice has been well. I was actually doing a self-retreat almost when Sakit is not here. But I'm noticing that when I am meditating, I do feel groggy sometimes. I do doze off sometimes when the mind becomes really calm. And I would request some advice on how to be more alert during sitting meditation.
You have to practice mindfulness before you meditate. When your mindfulness is not strong enough, when you meditate, you can become sleepy without knowing it because you lose your mindfulness. So you have to develop more mindfulness during the daytime, before, and after when you're not meditating. Mindfulness is an important tool for meditation. Because if your mindfulness is weak, then you won't be able to achieve any result. So you have to develop more mindfulness. From the time you get up, you can start doing mindfulness practice right away. Reciting a mantra, if you like, or keep watching your body position or posture. What is the body posture now? Standing, sitting, walking, or lying down, or doing something. Just keep watching the body. This will develop, this will make your mindfulness to become stronger. So that when you meditate, you will be a lot more alert than without this practice. Okay.
I will try more mindful.
Yeah, try it. It's simple, but it's hard to do because we don't like to be mindful all the time. We like to be mindless. We like to think and think and think.
And you rightly say the work and the meditation are so opposite. When I'm working, it's like there's so much of stress goes on in the mind, and the mind is constantly working. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, when I sit for meditation, I'm like, maybe I'm just so tired. And then my mind doesn't want to think much, and I get calm, and then I get sleepy.
That's right. So working is not good for meditation. So you have to do your meditation on your day off. When you're not working, then you can then concentrate more on your mindfulness practice.
Weekends are
Okay.
much better. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn, for the
You're
guidance.
welcome. Next, Gek Yen So from Penang.
John, and just to say regards, no questions, yeah.
Good. Okay. Christine Koye, also from Malaysia, from Penang also.
Good evening, Tanajan. I'm back from Udon.
Go through your pilgrimage.
Sorry?
You finish your Buddhist pilgrimage.
Yeah. I went to 10 temples.
Okay.
I met Long Po Bunmi. He said he was same wasa as you, if not mistaken. I
Yes,
heard.
we stay at Pamanta together. We stand next together when we eat. We have the same years in row.
But he said,
49 years now in row.
he said you are a bit senior than him.
I ordained before him. That's all.
And I went to Long Ta Mahabua Museum. Wow, so beautiful.
Yes. Everybody loves Longta, so they want to do something beautiful for him. Okay. Any question?
Yeah, Long Po, Tanajan, actually, I plan to resign that I told you few weeks or few months ago, right? Then this trip I went to pay to a lot of Long Po, and one of the Long Po said advised me to continue to work for another year so I can see dukkha more deeper. Then I was thinking, is it my how do I say, maybe in the monastery I will be a too good life compared to the daily life, so I cannot improve to see a lot of dukkha daily in and out.
Well, you have to know it for yourself. This thing you have to decide for yourself. When are you ready for the monastic life? No one can know better than yourself.
Yeah, because I'm very comfort if I went to monastery or I stay home and I don't
Yeah.
work.
It's like getting married. You know when to get married or not when to get married. Okay. So don't ask me. Don't ask me.
No, I feel like maybe like Ajaan said in heaven cannot do a lot of marriage. They all enjoy with the marriage, right?
Yes, only human can make merit. Other form of existence are just places you go and receive the result of your merit. Okay.
So maybe I need to polish the feeling of dukkha more deeper.
It's not so much that I think more in what if you're able to live in the monastery or not. I think that's the more important issue. Can you live a monastic life?
I used to stay for 2 to 3 weeks at one shot. Almost like every I mean the longest period will be 3 weeks because my leave is limited.
But this time you want to do it permanently, right?
Because I have married, then I can't do permanently, maybe 2 to 3 weeks and off for 1 week at home or like that.
Okay, just do whatever you can then. Whenever you can. Okay.
Ajaan, will you back to Udon in future or you will still attached to?
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I have no plans to go anywhere. I'm too lazy to travel. I'm happy staying put.
True. Very tired. I went to 10 monastery, very tired. The trip is very tired.
Yeah.
I saw Long Tak Kuti in Long Po, Bun Mi there, the temple there. Quite nice inside. Okay, thank you, Ajaan. Good evening. Thank you.
All right. Next, Indira. YSP are working, attending to
Good
his
morning from Toronto, Ajaan.
patient.
Yes, he just went because he was here all this time, but just went. Yes. Ajaan, I just have one question. Actually, somebody was asking, at the time of death about letting go of your body. So I'm just wondering, do you really have to be a once returner or a sotapanna to really detach from your body, because then you don't have sakkaya ditthi, which is the self-identity view, right? So you don't have that attachment to the body. Is that right? Or
Yes, you have to have the right view, which is that the body is anicca anatta. See.
yes. So for the sakkaya ditthi to be away, that means you have to be a stream entered at that point, right? At the time of death.
Not at the time of death, at the time when you become a stream enterer.
Yes. So but my question is now, anybody to let go of the body completely has to be, at least you have attained that level, because otherwise it's difficult for such a person to detach from the body. That's my question. Because you still, sorry.
If you can let go completely of your attachment to the body, you become a Sotapanna.
Exactly.
But if
Okay,
if you still cling on to your body, then you cannot become a Sotapanna.
That's right, Ajaan. Okay, thank you so much. That was my question. Yeah.
Okay. Is that all?
Okay, one more thing about dana. Somebody asked the merits of dana. I just remembered something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tanajan. When Buddha's stepmother, Mahaprajapati Gautami, came with a robe for the Buddha and offered it to Buddha, Buddha kept saying for her to offer it to the Mahasangha, saying that it's more meritorious for her to offer it to Mahasangha. Then in this sutta called Dakshina Vibhanga Sutta, he kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't remember how many, we all would know, but he said the levels of merit you acquire when you offer first to Mahasangha, then put like, things, and then last to the animal, something like that. Is there a amount of merit you acquire when you give dana, Tanajan?
No, the merit you give is the same, but the benefit that the people that you give to can vary from their abilities. If you give to the Sangha rather than to an individual monk, the Sangha can perform more work, continue on with the Buddha's teaching.
Okay.
If you just give to the one individual, when that individual died, then everything's gone.
That's right.
So he wants you to give it to the community. He wants you to support the community of monks, not just any one particular monk.
That's right.
Because the community of monks can continue to exist even after the Buddha's death.
Yes, Tanajan. Understand. Yes.
Okay, so that's what it means when you give to somebody or some people. If you want them to benefit, to do more good things, then you have to choose the people that are doing good things.
Yes, I understand. Yes. Thank you so much, Tanajan. Yes.
You're welcome. Next.
Teruan Saranai.
Okay. Next, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm here just to listen in. No questions.
Okay, I'll go to Aparachita. You're in late today, or you just didn't come in quick enough?
No, I tried to log in while listening, but I was still driving and stuck in traffic. But then I came home and now I logged in again. So yes.
Okay. How are
Just
you?
listening. Yes, I'm well. Thank you.
All right. I'll go to Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm well. And how are you, Ajaan?
Good. Thank you. So no question from you either.
I'm just lazy to talk.
Okay, good then.
Good, Ajaan.
Go to Sulan. Sulan.
Yeah. Hello, Ajaan. Nice to see you. How are you?
Good. Good to see you too.
Good. Yeah. Oh, I have a question, which is, I wonder, like, how is it that, though sometimes we have conflict with people, and then, is it because of past karma? That's why, the relationship with certain people wouldn't be that good.
I think it's more on the present karma than the past karma. What you do or say to a person can affect your relationship toward that person.
Oh, okay. Then how can we rectify or make the relationship better?
The Buddha said use loving kindness. If you want to maintain a good relationship with people, you have to practice loving kindness. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Ubekha, actually. The four Brahma Vihara.
Okay. Yeah.
Your past karma can cause you to either like the person or not like the person. Maybe if you see a person and you like that person, it probably means in your past life you must have liked that person before. So when you see that person again in this life, you still have that like toward that person. The opposite is true. Sometimes you see someone and you don't like that person. It means that in your past life you probably didn't like that person and also. So it carries over to this life. But as far as maintaining your relationship, it depends on how you maintain with love or with hate. If you have love, then you can maintain a long relationship. But if you have hatred, then that relationship can be very brief.
Then how can we have metta?
By being kind, being nice to people, to the person that you're dealing with, and forgiving.
Then what happens if, let's say, the people around you also thinks that this person is not good, and I should distance from the person?
Well, you have to study that person to find out exactly whether he's good or bad, not because somebody else says so. If you find him to be bad or you find that person to be bad, then okay. If you can separate from that person, then do it. But sometimes you might not be able to do it right away. So you might have to take time to deal with this disengagement.
Again, take time to do what?
To disengage from this person.
Oh.
You might have some some children or for some instance that you have to deal with who's gonna get which one and so forth.
Oh, okay.
So you have legal entanglement that you have to deal with when you have to disengage from a relationship sometime. But don't listen to people because they say this person is good or bad. You have to prove it for yourself first, whether this person that you engage with is good or bad. Then if it's bad, then you should then disengage from that person.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like not everyone is always good or always bad.
Then it's up to you whether how much you want to, how much you can take the bad and the good from that person.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sometimes life is a compromise, right? A little bit good, a little bit bad together. You cannot have either one.
Yeah, yes.
So as long as you can deal with the bad and enjoy the good, then maybe you don't need to disengage.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
But you can also be part of the problem. So you can eliminate your part of the problem by being nice and kind.
Okay.
Then maybe it's harder for the other person to disengage from you because you're nice and kind to that person.
Okay. And sometimes I'm also not that nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good luck to your relationship, whoever you are with. If you want it to last, then practice loving kindness and compassion.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'll go
Okay.
to
Thank you, Ajahn.
go to Nura and Ramya. You just came in.
Hi, good evening, Ajaan. We joined about 1 hour ago, so we've been waiting in the waiting room, but listen to Dhamma.
I see. Okay.
We watch live anyway. We listen to
Yeah.
Dhamma. So yeah, we couldn't join for some time, so we thought to joining and pay respect to you. So my practice is working. It's been very busy. So, but try to do meditation in the morning at least half an hour. Yeah. So
Yes, try to do as much as possible.
yes, yeah. And helping me, doing nothing is helping me as well. I mean, in the morning, just try not to think anything. Just be.
Yeah, just relax. Take it easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Life is short.
Yeah. Yeah. Some Ajahn said, watch the trees grow. So that's a good.
Yeah. Watch the bird fly back and forth.
Yeah, it's true.
Singing, listening to birds singing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think Ram type a question onto Facebook while waiting. So you want to ask a question?
Yes, Ajahn. The right mindfulness happen when the hindrances are gone, right? So how does someone make sure the sensual desire is abandoned?
Make sure how sensual desire abandoned.
How does someone know that he has abandoned?
During meditation here.
To know it during meditation.
Yes.
Now, during meditation, you might stop it temporarily. You have to know when you come out of meditation whether you still crave for coffee or not, crave for whatever you used to crave for or not. If you still crave for it, then you still have attachment to the sensual pleasure.
Not about not feeling the body, about body disappear.
When you meditate, then when the mind separates from the body, then the body will disappear from the mind awareness. But it's a temporary state. See? After that, when your mindfulness weakens, then your mind will return and rejoin the body again. And then you start to see, hear things, and you will then start to have craving for what you see and what you hear again. If you want to stop it, then you have to use wisdom to teach your mind that craving for this thing can be harmful to your mind because they are anicca, they are temporary. They cannot give you contentment. They can only give you a brief pleasure. And then when it's gone, it leaves you empty and hungry for more. So you have to use wisdom to teach your mind to stop craving for things, for sensual objects.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Tamajan.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay, we go to Kunjup now for more questions.
Grab Namasakan, we have 5 questions from Facebook this evening. The first question is from Ayi. Namasakan Tanajan, we forgive other people's mistakes. We don't hate them, but we can't forget the mistake because we don't want it to happen to us again. Does that mean we have truly forgiven or not? We forgive but not forget. Please give me your guidance. Thank you.
No, not forgetting is good because this is wisdom. See, you learn from your mistake. So don't repeat the same mistake again. If you forget, then you can repeat the same mistake. So it's good to not forget, but not to hold a grudge. That's more important, to forgive. But to remember that this person did you wrong. So you make sure that you don't expose yourself to this person to do the same thing again.
The next question is from Muktananda Mehta. Are memories of past lives useful?
Well, I don't know. It's up to you. Sometimes it can be useful, sometimes it can be useless.
The next question is from Terry Shi. Good evening, Tanajan Suchart. May Ajaan Suchart be so kind to give us similar Dhamma sessions like those currently only conducted in Thai at Wat Yan. Ajaan Suchart's profound knowledge and very in-depth understanding of the Dhamma and extensive experience would be invaluable to us who cannot fully benefit from the Thai language sessions. Your teaching would help us develop our practice and understanding of the Buddha's teachings. Thank you for considering this humble request. May you be well, happy, and healthy always. Satu.
Well, thank you for the suggestion. Whether I can take it up or not, that's another story.
The next question is from C. Ratana Singh. What is the best dana that I can bring for Katina in Wat Yan?
I don't know. It's anything. Wat Yan have a lot of expenses. I think the best thing is to donate to pay for the expenses of Wat Yan, like electricity bill, water bill, and we have a lot of these expenses that we have to address.
And the last question is from Hai Eng Yu. How do our karma energies or consciousness determine our future parents?
They don't determine your future parents. You don't know who your future parents will be. It's like rolling the dice, you know. You don't know which one it's gonna come out when you roll the dice. Okay.
That is all, Ka. That is all, Ka.
That is all. Okay. That is all the time we have. Okay, for tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful to you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you.
Ajaan.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.